What's up YouTube, it's your boy Rhett, back at it again with another video. I've been using Casa's Platinum 3 of 5 multisig solution for about a year now, and my account is currently up for renewal. So in this video, I'll be taking you guys through my experience of using Casa over this last year. First, we'll go through what I've really liked about Casa over this last year. Then we'll talk about what I think Casa could be doing better as a company. And then finally, I'll be giving you guys some tips about what you should be doing if you're thinking about creating a multisig for yourself. So go down below and smash the like button for Bitcoin security, and let's level up your brains. So first, let's talk about what I really like about being a Casa customer, and we'll start out with some of the new features that they've added to the service over the last year. My favorite feature that they've added over the last year is this ability to add sub-accounts within the same multisig. So if I have a 3 of 5 multisig, I can create a personal account and a business account and sign transactions from the same 3 of 5 devices on both accounts. Also, for Platinum members, they've rolled out the ability to get a 2 of 3 multisig for free on top of your already existing 3 of 5 multisig and the basic single phone wallet that's included in every free Casa plan. So now if you pay for Platinum, you're getting the 3 of 5, you're getting the 2 of 3, and you're getting the free mobile wallet. Casa has also revamped their inheritance planning features that will allow you to name someone to work with Casa to recover your Bitcoin in the case of your death. And for more information on that, I'll leave a link down in the description to Casa's blog post explaining that feature in more depth. A commenter on my original video of Casa versus Unchained Capital reminded me that Casa actually doesn't KYC its customers, or there's an option for you to not go through KYC. So if you are a very privacy-minded Bitcoiner, Casa has that big advantage over Unchained Capital. Overall, the expansion of sub-accounts and the ability to get that 2 of 3 multisig included with your 3 of 5 multisig, it just gives you a lot more flexibility in how you want to set up your Bitcoin cold storage custody solution. Maybe you want to put 80% of your funds in a 3 of 5, 10% in a 2 of 3, 5% on a mobile wallet, and maybe 5% on your personal full node at home. You can really mix and match a lot of different combinations now that you have access, first of all, to sub accounts, and then also to all of these different built multisigs for you for free with the inclusion of your Casa Platinum plan. Other than the massive peace of mind that Casa is obviously bringing you by bringing so much redundancy into your cold storage setup, you're not worrying about, is a flood going to destroy my hardware wallet? Because hopefully you've geographically dispersed your keys and that's never going to be a problem. The other real benefit to Casa, in my opinion, is the inheritance planning feature. Every time I want to quit Casa, I think about how difficult it would be for the non-technical members of my family to recover all of my Bitcoin in the case that I died. They would have a very difficult time recovering it if it was just 5 hardware wallets strewn about and created by something like Electrum or Specter or some other free multisig solution that is very highly technical. Having a Casa multisig has also given me incredible peace of mind when it comes to my Bitcoin security. I used to worry all the time about randomly misplacing a hardware device or having the hardware device stolen from my house or losing it in a flood or a fire or some weird natural disaster. And those are all things that I pretty much don't worry about anymore because my keys are now geographically dispersed. There is no real issue in me losing a single key. And so if you are worried that you're going to misplace your Bitcoin somehow and just lose this thing that you've massively invested in, I can't recommend Casa enough as just a product that's going to give you incredible peace of mind. With that being said, next let's talk about what I really don't like about Casa. Obviously, the worst part about Casa is that it's ridiculously expensive when you compare it to the free alternative of just setting up your own multisig solution with free software like Specter or Electrum. And it's also very expensive when you compare it to the practically free solution of setting up a Unchained Capital multisig with their Caravan software to expand your multisig from 2 of 3 to 3 of 5. Over at Unchained Capital, you only pay when you move your Bitcoin, and it's very unlikely that you'd be moving Bitcoin enough times in a year to hit the almost $2,000 annual fee of Casa Platinum. Casa Platinum is $1,800 a year, but it's really more like $1,900 a year when you factor in sales tax. To put this cost in perspective, let's say that you had $75,000 of Bitcoin, which is the lowest amount that Casa recommends that you open a Casa Platinum 3 of 5 multisig. In this tier, you'd be paying $1,900 to custody $75,000, which means that you're paying 2.5% of the amount that you're custodying in fees to custody that thing. If you compare this to the Grayscale Bitcoin Trust, people think Grayscale's fees are really high. This is a reason that people give for not investing in GBTC. If you're on the low end of this Casa tier, you're actually paying Casa more to help you custody your coins than you are paying Grayscale to totally fully custody your coins for you. And again, it's not the same thing, right? Not your keys, not your coins. I get that there's a difference, but 2.5% is a huge percentage of your stack to be paying. What's worse is that in the first year, when you go through the sales funnel, they'll give you a 5% discount, maybe a 10% discount if you're better at conversation than I am. And they obviously provide you with all the hardware wallets and Faraday bags and little security pouches that you need or would want to help you set up this complex multi-sig solution. And that sort of makes the price tag feel not as bad because they're giving you all of these things and really helping you and hand-holding you through this process. But then in the second year when you renew, it seems like you get literally nothing. And so you end up paying more despite not receiving hundreds of dollars of hardware wallets or any interesting little security knickknacks. What's up guys, Rhett from the future here, just editing the video now. Just wanted to clarify that last statement there. In year 2, I didn't pay more than I paid in year 1. It's just that in year 1, part of me justifying that cost to myself was I'm getting free hardware wallets with this purchase of Casa Platinum. And in year 2 and beyond, you're not getting any of those hardware wallets, right? You've already set up your multi-sig. So if you just compare the costs and what you're getting, it doesn't really make as much sense anymore, right? It's like, okay, last year I paid $1,800 or $1,900 with tax or something like that. I paid about the same this year, but now I'm not getting these hundreds of dollars of hardware wallets or any of these Faraday bags or any of this extra swag. Like, where does that money go? And why am I not just paying like $1,500 instead? So it didn't mean to confuse you guys and make you think that the price is increasing the second year. The prices that are on the website are the prices. And so far, those have been constant for me, but you're just not receiving the same thing that you did in year 1. I tried to get their customer service team to justify this higher cost in the second year, especially when you're not receiving those hundreds of dollars of goodies that they gave you in the first year. And I got the old runaround, don't directly answer the question, right? They did, however, tell me that if I pay for 2 years up front, I can get a, wait for it, $90 discount, a whopping 2% of the overall purchase price, which I thought was obviously absurd and not worth it. Very ironically, they probably could have sent me $45 of swag or merch or whatever, and I probably would have eaten it up. Just send me a black hat with the Casa logo on it, and I'm gonna feel like I'm part of the team. Overall, the service is very expensive, and the pricing model in year 2 and onwards just doesn't make any sense, especially because you're not getting any of those security knickknacks or hardware wallets that they send you in year 1. So next, let's talk about what I will be doing for this next year of storing my Bitcoin in a multi-sig solution. So despite everything that I just said, I am actually renewing my Casa Platinum plan because I'm going to be very busy for the next month or so, and I just didn't have the time to set up a vault over on Unchained Capital, and I didn't want to have to deal with the headache of moving the Bitcoin around and setting up a whole new solution and getting together all the hardware wallets and all of the chaos like that. I also do really like the ability to view my Bitcoin wallets from my mobile device, something that Casa is really good for. That being said, because of how unpalatable the renewal process was for me this year, I do plan to set up an Unchained Capital vault over the course of this next year and start withdrawing my weekly exchange balances into that Unchained Capital vault so that I'm familiar with that ecosystem and that converting my current Casa solution to Unchained Capital will be much easier if I need to do that next year. This way, when I'm faced with the exact same conversation next year of do I want to renew my Casa Platinum, I have a little bit more negotiating leverage because I've already set up a free Unchained Capital vault and I've been using it hopefully for 8 months or 6 months by that point. Ultimately, I think in the long run, multi-sig security solutions like Casa are going to have a very difficult time justifying that $2,000 a year price tag. I have no idea what Casa is spending my $2,000 on every year, but it's clear that other services like Unchained Capital can operate effectively, offering mostly the same services for a fraction of the cost. The Casa app is very nice and I do love having it, but it's not $2,000 a year nice. And while Unchained Capital doesn't hold your hand as much as Casa will, they do have a lot of resources to direct you in how to set up your own inheritance planning system. And while that might not be as simple as having someone else do it for you, it's going to save you a ton of money in the long run. If I live until I'm 80 and I send Casa $2,000 a year every year to help me maintain my Bitcoin, I will end up sending them over $100,000 over the course of the rest of my life, which when you put it that way, it seems obviously not worth it. I'll also be purchasing a Cold Card Mark IV later this year, and I recently did a review on the Ledger Nano S Plus, and Casa's ability to support these devices in a timely fashion is really important to me when I'm paying so much money just to use this service in the first place. I'll leave a link in the description to Casa's blog post on which hardware wallets are currently supported by the Casa app. As of the recording of this video, the Ledger Nano S Plus is not supported and the Cold Card Mark IV obviously hasn't come out yet. But if you click the link in the description, hopefully by the time that you're watching this video, Casa has ended up implementing one or both of those wallets. If we get years into the future here and they haven't come to support those wallets, I think you need to seriously question, like, why am I buying this thing if they can't even stay up to date with the latest technology. Next, let's go ahead and talk about what you should do. Casa is probably the best product on the market, especially if you're really privacy-minded. In my opinion, they're the obvious solution if you want to do the least amount of work and you don't want to build out a multi-sig yourself. On top of that, if inheritance planning is really important to you and you want some hand-holding through that process, Casa is a no-brainer option for that as well. Overall, if you really worry about the security of your Bitcoin storage, investing in a Casa multi-sig is definitely going to help that anxiety go away for you. And using the product day to day, just being able to easily check that balance on my phone and see when deposits have gone through automatically from my Gemini API withdrawals, and even interacting with their onboarding team, all of that has been an excellent experience, and I highly recommend Casa based on those experiences that I've had. If I haven't totally turned you guys off to the service yet, I do have an affiliate link down in the description if you do want to get started with Casa, so definitely check that out if you're interested. With that being said, if you are very price sensitive, Casa is way more expensive than Unchained Capital, and obviously much more expensive than setting up your own multi-sig on something like Specter totally for free. I'd say if this is your first year with Casa, it's more worth it than year 2 and year 3 and year 4 are going to be, because of all of those little bonuses that you get in the hardware wallets and the Faraday bags and the little swag knick-knack kind of security things that they do send you. However, I was personally disappointed with how little help Casa gave me from a customer service perspective to make the decision to renew my Casa Platinum plan. I love the product and I love the user experience, and I really just wanted to feel like I was getting a deal in renewing my Casa Platinum plan, which I feel like is just basic sales 101. If the sales team is watching, I highly recommend reading Influence by Robert Cialdini, which I'll link down in the description. If you read that book, you can learn about the fake because. Using the fake because will help you retain customers in the future because everyone already loves your service. We're all just looking for a reason to resubscribe and feel like we got a deal. It can even be a fake reason like little security knickknacks or Casa swag or anything like that. But the service is already incredibly expensive, and I'd imagine that it's the #1 pain point for your customers. Giving a 2% discount and then collecting twice as much money up front is really just leaning into the most painful part of the service. For the average client at least, if Casa only wants to serve Deca millionaires and boomers, then that's fine. Maybe I'm totally out of touch and I'm not the target market. Sending out little knickknacks or setting up a sales call to collect feedback over the last year, I think really anything you can do to just offer an olive branch to people that have been with your service for a long time is going to be really positive, and I hope that Casa can see this video and make some changes in the future, because I do think that they're a really great company that's backed by a lot of very smart people who do really care about the Bitcoin community at large. If you guys found this video helpful, go down below and smash the like button so that YouTube shares it around with other people, and hopefully we can get some good information out there about how helpful Casa is, and then also what the downsides to Casa are if you are looking to spend money with them over the long term. Comment down below, what do you guys think about the Unchained Capital versus Casa debate? Do you guys use either one of these services? Leave any questions down below as well. I do still respond to all the comments. And then come back here every Monday at 10 a.m. Eastern for a new video. I love you all. Goodbye.